Hey guys, I'm going to back on another video, and today guys we're going to be giving a movie review on Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2. I just got out of seeing the cinemas today. It is November the 13th, so legit I watched it early this time, so yeah, just 2 days when the thing came off.
Yo, what's up guys?
Yeah, so let me start by saying, so the movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes, and yo, I can't lie, it felt like it went pretty quick. Like, there's like not much shit that actually happens in the film. Like, when I was watching it, I feel like, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home, I feel like that was like way longer than Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I don't know, like, even though the movie's 20 minutes longer than Spider-Man, but, you know, just like everything is like very slow paced, I guess. You know, there's a lot of emotion into it and all that. So overall thoughts, I think I like the movie, but it's like I think it was hyped up a lot, man, to be like something really good. But it is good, but it's, I don't know, like it's just something about it that's kind of annoying. Like, I'll get into what I thought about Black Panther afterwards, but I'll tell you what, it's unpredictable. I had no idea where the story was going and everything. Like, I couldn't pick together what the hell was gonna happen. Like, from the trailers, what part was gonna go where. I had no idea, which was cool. So I was just watching it fresh. I only watched two Black Panther trailers, and that was it. Everything was a surprise. I didn't think, this is spoilers by the way, I had no idea Black Panther's mum was gonna die. And she died. I was like, what? They didn't have to do that, man. 2 deaths, like at the start of the film. You know, I was wondering how they were gonna do the whole Black Panther dying, and he's like dying off some, you know, they just like killed him off in the film, and then Shuri feels bad because it's like her fault or something, like the technology, she couldn't save him. Funeral at the start, and then do it again. They mourn for the mother as well, so it's like, damn, they lost a lot. Nah, I'll tell you what, right, the mother was so good. I think she was one of the best characters in the whole film, easily better than Shuri. Yeah, the mother was probably my second favourite character, actually a third. Like, Namor, Okoye, and probably the mother. Yeah, she was like, them three were like actually really sick in this film. Her acting was like brilliant, man. Like, the amount of passion she put into the role, like when she's like, have I not given everything, when she thought she was dead in that, and then, you know, stripping Okoye from a role as the leader of the Dora Milaje. So that was like, damn, that was such a badass scene. I love that scene. That scene was actually badass, man. So starting off the film's like, it's starting off quite slow, and then you get into that first action bit. There's only 4 fights in this whole film, which is kind of mad. Like, I guess they're all right. Like, the first one's just like a little mini starter one, and you got the second one, which is like that whole, you know, motorcycle bit. Oh yeah, I guess that was pretty cool. And obviously the final battle, yeah, I didn't think that final battle was too good, but I like the third one. I think that was the best one, to be honest. The Battle of Wakanda. That was probably a pretty good one. Oh, and yeah, that fight scene, yo, that was sick. Yo, the way Okoye came out with that shit was so clean. How she like deflect all the bullets, and that was badass, man. That was badass. Then you had the other girl with the spears. I didn't know her name, but she was pretty sick with those 2 things that Shuri made her. I was like, yo, I can see where this is going. That fight scene was somewhat decent. Then you get Namor. The first bit with Namor, where he's chucking that freaking plane around. I like that. And then, so it makes sense, like, you know, the Americans, I thought that's where it's going. Like, you know how they just blamed the Wakandans for that, when it was actually the blue people who kind of, actually, wait a minute. Actually, no, there was 5 fight scenes. I completely forgot. I kept mixing up the blue fight scene guys with the ship dudes. There was the Wakandan one right at the beginning, and then the second one was the one on the ship where the Atlanteans, I don't know what they called them, the Khan. That's what they call them. The blue people, yeah, those people, they attacking that ship, and then they take the people from there. That was pretty decent bit. Yeah, and then that's where Namor comes in and grabs the airplane thing and boom, chucks it underwater. Yeah, that's that whole mission over there. Yeah, so there's 5 fights. Yeah, my bad. I thought it was 4, but and then they blame the Wakandans for that crap, which is some bullshit. So then I was like, yo, so this is where it's going. And then when I was like, yo, Namor, when he first met Black Panther's mum, he was like, yo, we need an alliance and all that. I was like, yo, this is pretty sick. So maybe like the Wakandans and the Atlanteans, I don't know what they called them, but you know what I mean. They could tackle Khan, was it Tackle Khan, something like that. Those people teaming up. I was like, that's pretty sick. That's what I thought. The final battle, right? I thought it was going to be like the Atlanteans and the Wakandans teaming up to fight the Americans. I thought it was going to be a big war between them. No, it just kind of ends, doesn't it? With the whole fight against each other, that civil war kind of thing, and then, you know, it kind of ends, and then, you know, they kind of like team up alliance at the end. But then we don't get the revenge on the humans or whatever. The humans never know all the Americans and all that. So all that crap is just left open, I guess. And then I'm guessing, like, you know, for the next film, Black Panther 3, it might be the Atlanteans and the Wakandans versus the Americans, and it'll be a big war with all them lot. I think it's kind of setting up to how, over there. Obviously, they have no one still knows about the Atlanteans, you know, Namor and his people. So they're going to keep that secret, which is, I feel like, it's pretty sick. I feel like that's where the third one's going. And we get into the characters now. Namor, loved him. I actually really liked his character. I like the whole bit where he's actually a nice guy first, you know, with Shuri, how they meet, and then they, you know, take him through, like, and shows him all the water place. I was like, yo, his kingdom's actually pretty sick. How they made that sun, I was like, god damn, that was pretty mad. Like, his old people and all that. Then you have Nakia. Yeah, her character was alright, you know, it's good to see her again. And then she, you know, she was sad about, you know, actually, like, T'Challa was her love in it, so, you know, she didn't go to the funeral. I was like, oh damn, she actually didn't go to the funeral on that. But then the post-credit scene is mad with her at the end, you know, that's a crazy-ass post-credit scene. Because I totally forgot about that character. Because I remember reading up about him on the news and stuff, like years ago, like, you know, when they were filming and shit. When I watched the film, I completely forgot he was supposed to be in the film. And he comes in right at the end, so it's pretty sick. I'm on about, you know, the sun and that. And he comes in at the end, it's a very, very nice touch, that post-credit scene. I wish you got to see, like, a clip of Black Panther's mother meeting Nakia's son. That would have been like, yo, that would have been emotional as shit. Oh yeah, wait, we did. Technically, we did, because we saw the son at the, you know, when she first met him. You know, we first see Nakia in the film, so technically there is that. So Namor, yeah, he's a badass character, bro. The way, you know, his fight scenes are so good when he's flying in the air and shit, like that battle like Wakanda, bro. It was badass. It was badass. Oh, let me get to my boy M'Baku Khan. Bro, he killed that line every time he said it, bro. Oh, mate. M'Baku was the best character in this. Like, he's like #1. He was so good. I loved him. Every scene he was in, he killed it. Every single scene. I wish he was the new Black Panther. And in the end, they did something like, yo, maybe he was like going for the throne, so maybe he'll be the king of Wakanda. I think that's a great pick. The Jabari. And yo, I'm just saying, the soundtrack for the whole film was fire. Whole film, the soundtrack was fire. Even the emotional shit that was going on is pretty decent. It's like the do 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 do, you know, the Wakanda music. Like, that shit is so fire, man. It gets you amped up every time you hear it. At the very start of the film, when the Jabari come in and they're trying to, like, they just go, ooh, ooh, you know, doing their little chant and that. And then at the final battle, they bring back, bah, Bombay. Yeah, that shit is fire, man. It's straight from Infinity War and Black Panther 1. Yeah, it's sick, it's sick. Ironheart. Couldn't give two shits about that character. Honestly, don't give a shit. In this film, I know a little bit about Ironheart and that. I've seen her in the Spider-Man TV show, 2017 one, and didn't like her in that. So how they handled her in this one, they kind of gave her like a coolish kind of vibe, like a proper American kid, which kind of like, it's kind of weird because she's like proper smart and all that, and she just acts like a proper scruff on the streets. Not even gonna lie, she's like one of those average like kids. And then it's like, how is she like all this smart and made this Tony Stark thing, and they want to kill that scientist? She's not even a scientist, she's 19 and she's doing all this. It's kind of mad, you know what I mean? So I think that bit is all stupid. And then obviously get the Iron Man suit at the end, the Ironheart suit, and that just looks shit. It doesn't even look like the Ironheart suit in like, you know, in how the proper Iron suit looks. You know, when they showed the model of it, it looked like the Ironheart suit then, but then when she actually wore it, kind of ass. But there was also some comedy elements in this. Like, the only bit I liked about Ironheart is at the start when they first meet her, and then she's like, yo, Shuri, you're the princess, whatever, and Okoye just pops out of the toilet. That shit was hilarious. And then, you know, she's chucking the shit at her, and then she just chops in. Oh, yeah, that whole scene, whatever the dialogue, I can't remember what they said, but that was funny. When they were talking about Namor coming in, and she's like, what? And yeah, that scene, I think that was the first time I laughed in the cinema. And obviously there was another funny joke M'Baku said, and what did he say? I can't remember, but he said some really funny lines in there, man. He's hilarious. Namor was fire. The whole car chase scene that happened, it was fair decent. I really enjoyed the whole warrior and then Okoye, that whole fight. I think that was the best fight. I'm not even. To be fair, Namor did look really sick when he was fighting, but I think Namor fighting in the third fight in Battle of Wakanda was probably the best fight. Second one was Okoye versus what's his name? Atuma that's his name, isn't it? I really like that fight because it was zero music, right? Zero music, sound effects only. boom, you hear all the fucking shits of the spear. Oh, it was beautiful. That was one of my favorite scenes. I really enjoyed that one, like properly. That was a very good scene of that fight. Yeah, it was a beautiful scene. Badass, yeah, badass, and yeah, Atuma, he's badass, isn't he? He wants a challenge in it, so I like how he kicks the spear, lets her get back up, and then beats him up because he just wants to have some fun in it. So yeah, I rate that guy, man. He's sick. Yeah, Ironheart's first suit, I guess, in the third bit. Yeah, it's kind of ass, man. I didn't even know. I couldn't really see much. He was black as hell. Oh, let's get to my boy Ross. That's his name, innit? Ross from the first film, came in the second one. Oh, and then we got a cameo from Val. And Val and Ross had a thing. Who knew that? No one could ever guess that was going to happen. But Val's in it, and Val's, you know, an asshole. She's trying to set up Thunderbolts, whatever. She's in some kind of high top government thing, trying to make her own team, but she's not doing any of that in this film. But she's just around doing some bullshit. This is probably the most screen time we see of her character. Yeah, she's just there being annoying. Got Ross getting the information and that, and they don't know. Still, Namor exists. They gave him some shit, but it was really cool to see him jogging. You know what I mean? And then his relationship with Okoye is really funny. And then at the end, when they put him in prison, I was like, nah. He just comes out with a new suit, just like boom, bap. Oh, that's another thing. In the middle of the film, you know, when Okoye like gets rid of the Dora Milaje and becomes a normal civilian, right then I was like, oh, she's gonna be the new Black Panther. I was like, yo, they're gonna do this. They're gonna make her the Black Panther, because I was like, yo, they're gonna spin it somehow, because everyone's thinking that Shuri's gonna be the new Black Panther. As soon as I saw that bit, I was like, yeah, she's gonna not be leader anymore and then be thingy. Because I just remembered her husband died in the first film. They hated that guy because he betrayed. And that whole scene, man, I'm just saying it again, but when the mother was talking to Okoye and explaining, like, yo, you sided with Killmonger right then and there without protecting me, and then she went to the Jabari for help whilst she stood with Killmonger. That whole scene, it's like the betrayal, and that was perfect. And like, honestly, that whole scene was beautiful. It was very well made. I was just saying, like, the cinematography and everything was really good in this film as well. And he had some badass shots in there. Like, Ryan Coogler is a brilliant director. I think he did a very good job in the film. But I think the overall story was great in it, and that. I just, I don't know. It's a good film, but for me, it's not like, it's a very sad and emotional film, obviously, because, with the passing and everything. But I was expecting it a little bit better. Like, I keep expecting out things, but let me just get up to what I was saying. So yeah, I thought, she was going to be Black Panther. Then Shuri's Black Panther, she got pissed, man, punching shit. And I wondered why she didn't drink all of the herb. She only drank a little bit of it. Which leads me to believe they saved a bit for, Black Panther's son. For him to get some, I guess. And when she went into the cameo, okay, there's the best part. That cameo scene, Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger comes back. That shit was so good. I was just thinking, I was like, yo, because those scenes are always the best. When they go and they die and then they see, well, they don't die, they drink the thing and they get to see their ancestors, yeah. And then, because in Black Panther he saw his dad. So I was thinking, wait a minute, is she going to see the, because I know, I was like, will they do like a CGI Black Panther? Like Chasmic? I was like, no, they wouldn't do that, And I was thinking, right, what are they going to do? I was like, are they going to bring, her father, Shuri's father? I was like, she could see him. Now, I didn't even think about Killmonger. And I was thinking, if she sees her mother, then that's kind of dead, because we've already seen the mother for the whole film and all that stuff. So there's no point seeing the mother again, because I feel like she wants to see her brother really badly. But obviously you couldn't do that. But then you see Killmonger in the chair, in the throne. And I'm like, yo, because I totally forgot. I was like, bam, because I liked how they keep talking about Killmonger throughout the film. All the shit he did. But then now that you think of it, like, he's a good-ass villain. Because even in, like, this is what I like about the Black Panther villains, right? You got Namor, he's like an anti-hero type thing. He's a good guy. He's got something good he wants to do, right? But he's doing it about the wrong way and shit. He's like a badass dude. Same with Killmonger. He had the same goal, really, as Namor. He wants to, like, still help his people, his American brothers in, back home. Give them the weapons that Wakanda has, the Vibranium, to take down the American people that, that are doing everything. And, Wakanda has the power to take over the thing, and like Killmonger was gonna do that shit, and The same with Namor. I feel like if them two were both there, they would have shook hands, got the deal, took over the world. You know what I mean? So it's like the villains have a clear motive. It's not they're just being evil. They've got something they want to do and a purpose of why they're gonna be a villain. Which I think why those two villains are very, very good. That's why the Black Panther films, I think, they are very good villains and shit. You can side with them. You understand why they're doing what they're doing. So it's like, you know, you could pick or choose which side you want to go on. So I really, really enjoy that part of it. And Killmonger, yo, his lines that he's saying, he's like, yo, you're like me. You're nothing like your brother, and, you know, you're nothing like your father and your mother and that. And then Shuri's listening to like, you know what, yeah, I do. It's because she doesn't want to burn the world. She hates it for what they did. I was like, yo, that's actually mad. Killmonger there, yeah. Yo, that scene was badass, man. Honestly, that was another great scene of the film. Like, that scene was so good, man. And Shuri took that and she's like, yeah, vengeance. Like, but I want to kill Namor. I was like, yo, they had that really nice moment, you know, in this under the water. Now they want to kill each other. I was like, damn. But yeah, they went head to head. Final battle, that whole final battle, I can't lie. Oh, before I nearly missed the bit where M'Baku gets punched. One punch, lad. One punch from Namor. That guy goes flying. My man went flying to New Zealand, bro. I was like, God damn. Yeah, Namor just, yo, he's strong as shit, man. Yeah, that's when M'Baku was like, nah, I ain't fighting again. Because when you go to the final battle, Shuri pops up, cool landing, yeah, and the music goes, burp, and then, you know, he's celebrating, and then M'Baku's right there, because he did his research. He's like, Gakukan. And, you know, he did all this shit. Like, yo, these guys can't even die. Like, you know, stab him, come back to that. I was like, yo, that's mad. Basically, Namor's a god. He's like, yeah, so we can't fight this dude. And she was like, doesn't give a shit. And she's like, no. If my mother wasn't, well, my mother ain't here. So I'm going to do my own shit. And you're coming with me. Basically what she said. M'Baku's like, oh, shit, man. Gotta come with the fish dude. It's so funny, man. I love this guy. And then, you know, you got that scene, with him over there. Yeah, M'Baku was sick. Black Panther, let's go to final battle. I don't like it. How it was cut together, it kept cutting too much in the final battle to the different fight scenes. Obviously, you had M'Baku fighting some random people. You had Shuri versus Namor. And then you had Kay versus whoever she was fighting. And Ironheart was fighting. You had all these characters fighting, yeah, and they would just keep cutting every couple of seconds to the other fights. It's like, I want to see, let me just focus on one fight. They cut way too quickly. Like, you're trying to go and get into the fight, and then just keep cutting to the other fight, and then just trying to figure out what the bloody hell's going on, and then you can't really comprehend with all the shit happening. It's kind of annoying. It's like, I want to sit down and watch the proper fight. Like, even like when you have the Namor versus Black Panther final battle, right? It's like, that's supposed to be badass, you know, the whole sand shit on the desert, and then just cuts to the other shit happening, and then it's like they fight for 3 seconds, and it just keeps cutting back like too quickly, like 1 second punch. Do the other punch, and you know, that whole shit, right, quite annoyed me quite a bit. At the end of Black Panther 1, everyone complains about that CGI fight, but at least it's focusing on there, and you have a good 2 minutes of them straight fighting, and you know what I mean. Like, it's not just cutting to the other shit. You know, they cut at the right places, but you can actually understand what's going through the fighting and shit. But the final battle just kept cutting to the random shit. And it just looked like a whole mess. I feel like it's just, they could have done better with that final battle. And so I didn't feel like that was going to be the final battle, because, you know, I thought it was okay, that's where the team up. And, you know, I thought, you know, when Namor wins, when he didn't win, but when he stabs Shuri, I was like, oh shit, she's dead. I was like, she's definitely dead, and then she's not. Also, that scene in the first trailer where she's like, wake up, she's that close. That scene's not even in the film. So I was like, where the hell is that scene? I was waiting for it, but it never showed up. But yeah, the fight was kind of ass, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Shuri as Black Panther is kind of shit. Like, during the film, I was like, I didn't really like Shuri, to be honest. Overall, her whole character was like half and half. She was good sometimes, good not other times. She was like a 5 out of 10 at best. I think her acting was great, but as a character, yeah. And Black Panther, she just looked kind of shit. Like, I can't lie to you. And she didn't do much. Obviously, she was only in that last battle. And then Namor is badass, man. Obviously, they made him weak, and it makes sense why he's kind of like losing a bit more. They made the water shit. Was that always in the comics and shit? Because I never remember that shit. Even when I watched the cartoons, and Namor, he's all good on land for like bloody ages. Like, he can survive on land for time, you know what I mean? Like, what, they just randomly made that a rule, like, oh, man needs water like 24/7, right? When really, I'm pretty sure that's not the case with Namor, because that guy is he's a freaking god, isn't he? He's beast. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works, but they added it in for the story because they're like, how else can we get Black Panther to beat Namor? So I was like, you know, I'll let it slide. And you know when Namor said Imperial Rex, and now that's his super freaking move, innit? When he says that, that's when Namor basically goes Super Saiyan and shit. I was like, yo, I actually got hot, and then Wakanda Forever, and then the freaking jet comes on and burns, and I was like, oh man, I thought we were gonna see some mega shit, Namor shit, but nah, he just kind of loses. I was like, damn man, he said when he says that, he's supposed to do some badass shit, and they made it look stupid when he just died like that. I was like, god damn, that annoyed me. But hey, it's a film, isn't it? It's a film, I guess. So yeah, Black Panther. I thought she was gonna die, and if she died, I was like, yo, that's kind of mad. But nah, she stays alive, and then you got that really sad. Oh, honestly, the way they ended the film with that just her remembering her brother, that was beautiful, man. I was like, yo, I didn't cry during any of the film. I did get bored at parts. Like there was a couple parts here and there. I was kind of bored, and I just forgot what the hell was happening because I started daydreaming. 2 parts of the film, but then after that, like I guess it was alright. I can't remember the parts because, but like overall, I see what they're trying to do. Like, there's nothing bad about the film. Well, there is kind of. You know, you got Ironheart. I don't really care. But the story was okay. Overall, it's, you know, a solid story. Like the director did what he was doing. But for me personally, it's not a film that you could watch again. I don't think. Like, it's not one of them. Like, I'll watch it in like 6 months time or like a year time. But it's not something I would watch straight away. For example, Black Adam, I could watch that like straight away, and I wouldn't mind watching it because it's one of those fun, enjoyable films. But this is, you know, a sad, emotional film. It's very emotional. My theatre was packed, and we could hear people crying a lot. Like, there was people crying a lot. But yeah, it was out of 10. Here's what I'll get to out of 10. I'm thinking it's a 7. I think I was gonna give it 6, like 6.5. But nah, I think it deserves a 7 at least. First Black Panther film was miles better. I love the first Black Panther film. But obviously you can't replicate that and shit, but the first one was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. The second one, I think overall, for me, it's a 7 out of 10. I know for other people they might enjoy it more. I know Taro Magnus gave it a 2 out of 5, which is, yeah, I'm kind of on the same level as him. Yeah, can't wait to see Black Panther 3. I want to see more of Namor, because I really enjoyed his character. Badass. He did really well. Anyways, guys, this is a long ass video. I'll let you guys go with it. This is the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. So a bit peace.